I'm Pepito. I'm the dog that produces the show, and now it is live, and I'm a dog.
The beef isn't now where is Stephanie Case's new girlfriend.
Add options now. Vote now.
We're live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's news it! I'm Pepito!
Whoa, we're back for a brief stream. So we have the thing at 6. One of these days I'll be able to start before 4. Is it loud? I wonder if let me see. Nope. Everything is set to its usual settings, so it should only be as blastingly loud as usual. Although this seems closer to me than it used to be. So I need it 1 second. Pepito, bring the camera in so I can reach it with my hands. Okay, yeah. There we go. There we go. That's better. That makes me feel better. You were almost on time? I wasn't. I meant to stream at like 3:30. So I'm late. Who is Stephanie? The AI Rooney thing.
Listen up, Jack. Skimmer just Mama Jam 300 shiny tasty coins, and I've been dying to say this.
Yes, Mr.
I
President.
can't believe you cut out my boy and you right when he was getting to the bottom of the case Stephanie love affair.
Well, Mr. President, today I've scheduled actually an important address that I suspect around the clock coverage for. I'm going to clarify the Stephanie situation. But I got preempted, so I can't do it. Yeah, this is a censorship regime now, Live and Sleazy. If you speak against me as the ruler of this stream, or imply that I've ever done anything wrong, which is false, then you shouldn't be allowed to spread that type of slander, and it won't be tolerated, okay? And I don't have any government enforcement powers yet. But if politics has taught us anything over the last 5 years, it's that if I talk into a microphone long enough, I will gain political power. Okay? So just wait for that, everyone. And keep that in mind when you're talking this smack about this supposed Stephanie. Stephanie's a weird one, though, because I do know several Stephanies. So I feel bad making that into a bit. It feels odd. I wish AI Rooney had said, like, Martha. I don't know any Marthas. You're starting to believe me? Thank you. Thank you so much. We need more bits. It's a bit light stream, I guess. Supposedly he's going to say Warnock and Ossoff are legit. Oh, illegit. I guess you could say either. Is this even gonna survive 24 hours of a news cycle? Like, nobody cares about the I guess some of his base maybe cares about the 2020 election. Who cares about hearing Trump talk about the 2020 election other than Trump and his immediate sycophants? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't plan on watching it or even really check unless this ends up being about the war that he unilaterally declared again this week, the war that never really stopped, that now he's redeclared personally. Even then, it'd be like, what's he going to say? We're doing it. Every day he talks to a news reporter, he's like, we might have to kill every single person in that country. Huh? He just sort of runs a couple war crimes out of his mouth, basically every single interview he gives. So I don't really know what he could say in an address that's going to be like, move the needle, really? It seems like at this point he's said almost every insane thing. Or, you know, earlier this year he was tweeting he was going to nuke a country, basically. I guess if he gets on the horn tonight and is like, I'm dropping nukes right now, yeah, obviously that's newsworthy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I hope. In fact, I should stop talking about it in case I somehow psychically will these things into existence. Can Stephanie stop Canada from smoking out all Michigan right now? It's bad here. I'll ask, but I can't because I don't know Stephanie like that. You hope it's a new Trump stakes announcement? That would be the greatest. That I would tune in for. If he's like, I tried the president thing. We gave it a good shot. I was the greatest ever, but I have to admit, everybody's been asking me to make steaks again, and I gotta pivot. You gotta give the people what they want. People love my steaks. And you get a free order with every executive chair that you buy at Staples, which is how I remember Trump steaks personally. We have some comments, though. We want Gorilla Punch. I am trying to get that done for August. Somewhere in the middle of August.
Listen
Can
up,
we
Jack.
vote for Gorilla Punch?
Trash just
You can make it a voting type
300
thing.
Shiny, tasty coins. And I've been dying to say this.
Yes.
I would rather watch paint dry than the used car salesman in the Oval Office talk about anything other than gas prices.
Yeah, I guess if he says gas prices are zero now, that would also be interesting. But I don't think we're going to get that. Oh, wait, AI doesn't work, right? I know, I was as shocked as all of you. Yeah, I really don't like what it was doing. So we're going to attempt to fix it, maybe. Maybe I just bail on the segment, I don't know. Even CBS isn't carrying the president tonight. Yeah, that's part of the news, I guess. I saw that as well. NBC, ABC, and CNN won't carry Trump primetime and election speak. So the real news here is this is a Fox News exclusive, and that's a huge get for them. Really good stuff from them. We demand to know where Stephanie is being held. Is she in the wall? Well, see, the implication there is that if I was having an affair with someone, I would also have them trapped somewhere. Can't you just have an affair with someone and not imprison them? That's the America I want to get back to. They're trying to cast doubts on any election so they can screw with this election. Yeah, so I mean, that's the suspected message that Trump is apparently going to deliver tonight, is that the 2020 election was stolen with the help of China. And then I guess they'll make some attempt to create the sea wave of interest created by Trump babbling about this again. Somehow transition that into some type of election interference in the upcoming midterms. The witchcraft of that doesn't entirely make sense to me. I mean, the president's already, the president, elected president apparently, has been saying for the last fucking 8 years that 6 years, that the election was stolen. He was saying it was going to be stolen before he even lost. So I don't really know what difference it makes for him to continue to say that. I guess it's just that he's trying to pull focus away from all the other things, like the war that's actively happening every day. And there was another Epstein, Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie bill that went through Congress today. So maybe he's worried about that bubbling back up. I don't know. I don't think he can clap his hands and just make a news story a thing the way maybe he used to be able to. And even back in the day, he's traditionally kind of rode what was ever popular and just inserted himself at the front of whatever news story is currently getting the most attention. But now the news stories that are getting the most attention are the war that he continues to aggravate and him being a huge fucking disgusting pedophile. So I can see why he's trying to sort of shift the news focus off of those things, but it's not going to happen because the election shit is too boring. Like, only a certain percentage of Americans ever cared about the Russiagate stuff, which was the Democratic version of, like, election interference. Because I think a lot of people, maybe I'm projecting here, but when you hear about, like, a foreign nation interfering with the election via showering whatever campaign ads with money, like super PACs and online ads and stuff, it really that just sounds like how elections work in this country. Like, why should we be shocked that, like, Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, any of these countries are interfering in our elections when our elections are up for sale? Of course they're going to dump a little bit of money in the direction of candidates that they know will give them preferential treatment. It doesn't even matter if we just talk about that as being interference, as long as that essentially remains legal. So what's his argument exactly? His argument is just pay attention to the thing I want you to pay attention to. I guess. No normal channels are carrying it tonight. Yeah, I'm assuming his base will care about anything he says. The question is, what size is his base anymore? Somewhere between 20 and 40% of the country seems to be his base, which is insane still. But if it's closer to like 20, that's a big problem for him. If it's still around 30, then I guess nothing's changed. Is Stephanie Michigan J. Frog? Michigan J. Frog. Isn't that the WB mascot or something? Yeah, this is Stephanie, actually. I'm having an affair with Michigan J. Frog. But Kendall knows about it, so I'm allowed. That's just healthy communication. Honey, I'm gonna go fuck this frog for a couple days. Okay. It's a rad time gal indeed. Fuck Trump steaks. Give me Gooters chicken and pickles. That is one of their best subscription plans. Gooters, of course, is one of the first subscription-style brick and mortar sloppy wing restaurants. Of course, known mostly for their sloppy wings, but also, of course, for their subscription chicken and pickles. Is Stephanie your new intern? Why do you silence AI Rooney before he could tell us? Why did I? Well, also because of the things Rooney was saying that I can't seem to get him to stop saying, which wasn't Stephanie. It was the actual problematic language he was using. No one is talking about ICE killings anymore. I mean, I'm aware of the killings. I guess at least we're aware that they're still killing. Stephanie, more like step on these nuts. Put that on the bin merch. That's the t-shirt we need. Although again, I know Stephanie's, then that feels like maybe I'm somehow targeting the Stephanies that I know. Adiz has just hit the stream. And will we ever recover? I don't know. Everything's on fire, can't talk about it all. Honestly, there's a lot of stories we could talk about on this stream that are, probably less in the middle of the popular news cycle. Sometimes just the general, things that are front and center in national news. I'm like, is this even worth talking about? So much of it is just the exact same cycle of kind of administration-led stories. But then you start digging into the news and it's equally awkward to talk about on this stream. So I don't really know what the right things to talk about are, which is why we leave it often to you guys, which we will do today, as we tear into the news for hopefully only 20 minutes before getting on to these other segments that I need to do. And that does mean, in fact, it is news time.
It's still your vagina. Don't let them take it from you.
Alright.
I feel like I just get up. Ladies been against me. They want me to come.
You're calling for Biden, or for Lincoln. Well, I'm the closest one. You got the next closest thing that this stream has to Abraham Lincoln. That's right, it's your boy, Rick. God, it's good to see you all. Big night tonight. History being made tonight. Like Babe Ruth, the president has called his shot. And the shot is history and making it. And I'm excited to witness it with all of you.
Can we ship you off to The Hague?
Are you reading that or are you just asking me that?
It can be a little bit of both. I would ship you to
The Hague.
You're losing your masculine voice there.
You are. Babe Ruth and DJT have gout in common. Donathan Jailer Thomas.
I like that name. We can go with that. Liliana knows where Stephanie is. That's why she went missing too. Yeah, no, she's just busy. She's a big time international power broker. It's amazing that we got her for as long as we did. I'm sure she'll be back eventually once certain people decide to update certain things that are completely out of my hands.
You aren't going to pass the new testosterone test, Rick? How much do you need? I have big sealed crates of high T blood that I will pump directly into these ripped pythons.
That's what you call your arms? No. What?
No, I literally put blood into pythons and I have the pythons bite me. It's the new way that people take tea.
An expert to plan a mission to rescue Puffy Bear. I don't know who would be an expert in that exactly.
I
will do it. Get this camera closer to me. I believe in protecting animals. You're gonna come to Los Angeles and drive to Kassem's house? That's really all it takes.
No,
I'm a little too busy for that. But I will plan it. Here's my plan, Case. Get off your fucking ass. You wish it was fucking, probably. Wow, language. Get off your lazy little bottom. Get in a car. Take the 10-minute drive to Kassem's house. It's LA traffic. It's not 10 minutes.
tush. There
you go. Don't get off your tush and get to Kassem's. Get to Kassem's. What is up with your voice today? What's not up with my voice today? Sorry if my voice is getting you up. You horny cretin. So Scrum says what we're all afraid to say. Don't let me in with Crumb. What is going on with your voice? I have to modulate my voice up. Otherwise it's too resonant. Resonant Scrum voice. Also, I'm going to need a truck to get Puffy Bear. I could get in trouble having him in the back of my seat because it will look a lot like a corpse. Maybe a cop will see it on the way home. Guess I could text Kassem and say, hey, you want to do the pod at your place today? And I just go over there right now, cancel the stream, rescue Puffy Bear. How about I talk to someone on the Patreon? One, he's got to be there. Remind me to ask Cass if he wants to do the Patreon in person next week at his place. And we'll finally go rescue Puffy Bear. Though I have been putting it off for very good reason. And that reason is I don't want it in my house. And that's the reason. Well, how convenient that you have this huge studio then, Case. Tough shit, says Card King. And now who's saying what we're not afraid to... I was actually never afraid to say any of this. The plan has been laid, and the call has been made. Get it together, you son of a bitch. Ship it to your house?
I guess he could give it away.
I guess that could be a plan. 1 second, everyone. I have to fix one thing. I just gotta fix one thing. It didn't fix it all. It didn't do the fix at all. Chet, can you come over here for a sec?
What do you want from me?
Whoa. Okay, there we go. Now Chet's got the deep resonant voice. All right. And now Rick should be working properly.
What do you mean working properly? I never stop working. We never stopped America-ing, which I consider my job.
Puffy Bear is a member of this community. Never leave a bear behind. You haven't had to have it in your house. Thing is, I can't leave Puffy Bear in the studio unsupervised because who knows what he would do to all this expensive equipment.
Isn't it just a stuffed bear?
That's what everybody says, Rick, until they have to be around it for a few minutes. It'll just be sitting on my couch forever. But I will do it. I will remind Kassem that I gotta come over. I gotta chill with Cass in the club, aka his house, so that I can rescue Puffy Bear. I'm sure he will not be sad to see it leave his dream stream. Am I saying that Puffy Bear stinks? That is another thing. It has been sitting outside in LA conditions. Granted, enclosed in a camper, but it has just been out there. So I don't really know what type of shape it's going to be in. Give Puffy Bear to Gina. He can sit next to Drunkle Ted. How much room does she have? I guess honestly, in my office, which you've seen, I do have a couch that is rarely used. I guess my cats will probably end up sleeping on Puffy Bear. Maybe they'll kill him. What? Maybe they'll tear him up. And then I'll have no choice but to get rid of him. There's got to be some use I can get out of this bear, I guess. I could also jam him into my closet. Maybe that's what I do, is I just shove his body into the closet. Pound him into a perfect cube. That sounds about right.
My God, you're a monster. You're always talking about how I love violence and stuff, but you're the one perpetrating violence on your friends and bears.
Jeb knows how to get rid of unwanted. I mean, I guess himself. Anyway, to the point of chat.
No, NBC won't. One person brought this up. NBC, ABC, and CNN won't carry Trump's primetime election speech, which, according to NPR, President Trump, who for years has sowed doubt about the security of American elections, is scheduled to give a primetime address tonight, Thursday, on election integrity. The remarks come as his war in Iran approaches the 5-month mark. Oh, come on, he stopped it for a while. We can't stop it when he pauses it.
We bombed them repeatedly during the so-called ceasefire.
Well, this still counts. We hit pause. Some Republican lawmakers want him to focus on the economy, and his approval rating remains, somewhere. No need to read that. Trump and his advisors have so far refused to detail what will be in the speech, though White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt suggested at Thursday's press briefing that he would be presenting what she called findings about election integrity. He should have done it.
He would get more attention on this if he did it on the Joe Rogan podcast. He should do this. The JD Vance guy says he has a couch but doesn't use it much. Wait, is that an actual quote? If you're JD Vance and you get asked a question about a couch, just don't comment. Just act like you didn't hear it. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Not that I would know.
I mean, you would know, though, right? Because of what's going on here.
I don't know. Looks like some... Okay, let's get to the chat news. It does look like chat has also shared a JD Vance story, so I can't be blamed.
Our colleagues Carol Leonnig and Von Hilliard are out with some gobsmacking exclusive new reporting on simmering tensions within JD Vance's Secret Service detail over crazy requests by JD Vance and his family, considered completely unprecedented compared to every past vice president of the United States. From that new report, quote, on Thursday last week, Secret Service agents groused amongst themselves as they prepared to deliver another perk to Vice President Vance's family.
What perk?
A military helicopter crew to fly his young son to his golf lesson, end quote.
Wait, really?
Was canceled due to weather, but 3 sources tell Carol and Vaughn this, quote, the Secret Service staff's complaints about a planned chopper ride for an elementary school
Who clipped this image?
Reflects a building morale.
I do like it when you leave the little hair wispies in your alpha layer here. I think they did great. The answer, I do believe, though, is Photoshop. AI clipped it.
Problem inside the team of agents assigned to shield Vance and his young family. Agents have shared concerns internally about Vance and his office, pressing them for trips and assignments that some agents consider an inappropriate or even unprecedented use of government resources compared to prior vice presidents. The agents pulled in to protect Vance and his family have also become fed up with the last-minute travel demands that Vance and his wife, Usha Vance, frequently place on the security team. The vice president's office provided a statement to MS Now saying this, in part, quote, the Vances are grateful to the men and women of the U.S. Secret Service who serve our country with distinction. Joining us at the table, senior investigative reporter Carol Leonnig. To the last sentence of this story, it is a holy you-know-what.
A what?
Thanks, Nicole.
I don't know
Thanks for
what.
being patient as we tried to work with this story and work with our sources to make sure that it was above reproach. You know, the Secret Service doesn't complain a lot. I've covered them for a long time, but this
I do think it's embarrassing, obviously, but again, just to be magnanimous in my critiques of government of political strategies, I don't think people give a shit if JD Vance balls out with the Secret Service.
What, really? Oh, yeah, of course. It's cool.
It's not cool. I do think it's incredibly lame, but I don't think this one has the political gas to sink him. I do think, unfortunately, his voting base is like, hell yeah. I wish I could take my kid to soccer practice in a military helicopter. If I had to guess, does 8 balls with the Secret Service? Again, I think that's netting you votes. I think it only doesn't net you votes if you're Kash Patel, who's not running for anything, to be fair. But if he ever does, Kash Patel trying to ball out with the FBI and Secret Service feels kind of pathetic, because it feels like they don't, like he's positioned himself as like a guy inviting himself to a party, which, to be fair, JD Vance in my head has as well. I just don't think it reads the same way for some reason. I think it reads more like forcing your underlings to do what you want, which for some reason I think that JD Vance's voting base will like. That's my analysis. Well, your analysis fucking sucks. Oh great, it's extremely clippy looking JD Vance. First of all, thanks for having myself. I had to let myself in. Well, we didn't schedule you, JD, so that makes sense. We didn't ask for you to be here. Look, let me just nip these in the bud, and by that I mean the Secret Service is my buds, and what you do with your friends is between you and Jonathan. So like, if I get favors from my boys, like, I'm not going to apologize for having male friendships. There's actually a loneliness epidemic that you may have heard of. I've been combating that every day by forcing Steve Ball, Squizass, Mike Longass, Johnny Ass T, hope I'm not forgetting any of my boys here, Tommy Tallass, and of course Sneak, aka the best Secret Service agents in the world. If they're my boys and they have to stay up with me till 4 a.m. while I play original Counter-Strike, not Source. I'm taking it way back to the OG days. And I drink Shasta. What the fuck is Shasta? It's what I drink at night. And then we just get a little wild, and then the next day we're all kind of hungy over. So we got to call a helicopter to get my boy to practice. Like, that's just boys stuff. That's not stuff that the American people need to worry about because of boys' law. No Fago? Sometimes I mix a little Fago in. Then you call that a Festa. And obviously we're getting some, and then you pour like a Samuel Adams in there, and now you've got a delicious beer-based cocktail. What the fuck? Who makes a beer-based cocktail? Oh, you don't make cocktails out of Sammy A? And then you wonder why you can't relate to average Americans on whatever this network is, because you're not making Sam Adams cocktails. I've never heard of anyone making a cocktail using just beer generally. Okay, maybe a Brass Monkey. And this is like the evolution of that. So anyway, the point is, this is a non-starter, okay? I respect my coworkers at the Secret Service. I consider myself one of you because I do also protect myself on occasion. So essentially, I am also a military veteran, even though I also literally am. And the point is, God bless our servicemen. And that's, I think, what's important to get. And that's what's here. And that's, let me make sure I say this right. If you hold your boy's dick while he pees because his hands are tired, it's not gay. What I meant to say is, God bless the veterans. Right. So what are we doing right now? Nothing? Is a Michelada a cocktail? Great question. Yes. And yet on this network, apparently we're against beer-based cocktails, which really are, if you think about it, the people's cocktail. So what kind of cock are you into then, I guess? What's with all the like 90s gay jokes today, JD Vance? I've been watching a Just Shoot Me marathon. Okay. I've been putting that on in Air Force 2. I get my own. I don't really think you're supposed to look at any of those planes as your own. How much I'm going to read chat now. How much taxpayer money is going into self-cleaning couch technology? Not enough. Not enough. You think I shouldn't talk about couches? Why wouldn't I? Everybody owns a couch. And it's true, I don't even get to sit on mine very much. This is such an old joke that I'm not even ashamed to like lean into it. Like this is old shit. This is like doing this is like quoting old school the film with honestly an all-star cast. It's like quoting that in 2026. This is old shit, guys. You want to hurt my feelings, you're gonna have to try a little harder. I've absorbed all your memes. Now it's cool that I'm a mountain man who's chubby with long hair or whatever, and I breakdance and it's AI. I like that stuff. I like being a Miya's Mitsubishi or whatever that style of drawing is that all of the cool people use online to make me do stuff. I like all of it. Put me in fucking lingerie. Strap me to poles. Whip me. Do all that shit online. It's fucking funny. I don't mean to curse. I didn't. Is this how you're gonna run for president? Just saying stuff like this? I'm actually one of the best. Everyone says I'm like Trump. Actually, but sorry, Mr. President. Nobody's ever compared me to you as being as good as you. People say like they remind me of you in a positive way, but also I talk like a guy like Mitt Romney. I'm like Trump if he talked. I'm like Trump without the charisma, is what people say. But they mean that as a compliment because nobody's as charismatic as him. But I'm like him, but without the ability to make people want to hear you speak. My point is still that God bless the veterans. Okay. Well, let's just move on, I guess. Oh, I'll say when we move on, and I am. So, permission granted, because I'm also busy. Everybody always says they're busy on this network, but I don't believe it.
He's actually the vice president. Casey probably has things to do.
What, like completely get cut out of every cabinet meeting and lose to the dumbest sexual assaulting alcoholic commander of the Ward? What is it again?
Department of War.
Yes. He somehow lost in a political fight to Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio. I guess maybe Marco Rubio is a little more fair.
JD, I think you can get back into the good graces of the president. Don't worry about it. We'll probably be trying to do another round of talks for a couple weeks. We'll just keep cycling it. So you'll get your time in the sun again and again and again on a cycle. Don't worry about it.
Does the B in bin stand for beards? I think so. Pete Keg stand? It is kind of sad that poor JD seemed to be on the up and up, getting to do all the negotiations, and now they've already cut him out of it. That's gotta hurt. I'm not out of it. I'm literally not. I just have other stuff to do. I'm focusing on friendships right now. I am literally fighting the male loneliness epidemic. One friend at a time. And that's how it starts. Veterans. Okay, great. What else did chat have to report today?
Report?
And by that I do mean link stuff in the Discord. These are all local reporters that we have working in the Discord. And I think it's important that we check on their research.
So with that in mind, Redditors are celebrating the cutting down of flock surveillance towers with based memes. Okay. Where are these memes and how based are they? Hey, Case, does this explain the whole Stephanie thing?
Find me a vacuum named Stephanie, and maybe we're talking. Then these aren't vacuums for the record. These are carpet cleaners. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to get a Bissell Big Green machine, or if you can go down to, say, the Bissell ProHeat 2X Revolution. And yeah, because of the panopticon of market surveillance that we live in, those are all of my ads now. You gotta go
all the way up to the Big Green if you're gonna do it at all. Why settle for non-industrial strength carpet cleaners?
We're not sponsored by Big Green. Scroll away from the ad.
I do think it's more interesting than whatever I'm talking about right now. Some of the top posts on the subreddit are memes celebrating flock vandalism. There are crude Photoshop jobs Reimagining covers of Berenstain Bears. Okay, let me click on these links
and see what they link to.
Yes, yeah, you figured it out. Oh, here we go. Here's a sampling of the based memes. The Berenstain Bears cut down a flock camera. Or the Berenstain Bears cut down a flock camera but with slightly different animation. And those memes are pretty based.
The Stephanie by Dyson, it will clean anything you want. They should start releasing vacuums with kind of like sexy names.
Like Stephanie?
You know, you can't deny Stephanie's kind of a fun name.
You're not beating the allegations case.
There are no allegations. Okay. What else we got?
Upstate New York School District will deploy a humanoid robot teacher this fall. Oh, good. I'm always pro. Like, you probably at first sight couldn't even tell that this is a robot. And fortunately, this has got to be a real image, right?
No way that's an AI image mocked up by a company that's trying to sell this, but it's not a real technology that will work at all. But let's find out.
While students return to school this fall, in the Salamanca City Central School District in Western New York, a new kind of teacher will be ready to greet them. The small rural district located in Seneca Nation Reservation is set to be the first in the country to put a humanoid robot in the classroom. It will not replace the classroom teacher, but is programmed to provide learning support to both students and educators. At a board meeting last month, the Cattaraugus County School District agreed to purchase a robot from Realbotics, a tech company, along with an artificial intelligence teacher's assistant program, allowing students to directly interface probably with like Claude or ChatGPT, but with a robot that then does the text-to-speech.
Great. Let's look up Realbotics real quick and see what type of robots are for sale from the Realbotics Seneca. I don't know where that is, even though he just read it. Inside Realbotics from one day ago.
This is Andrew Kegel, the CEO of Realbotics, and I wanted to do a quick update and walk through our presentation. So what makes our robots special? Well, they have expressive facial features, moving eyes, synchronized speech, and our robots and our avatars can convey emotion. It makes interaction more natural.
So they really are getting the skin sack version of this. I think it'd be more fun if they got like the Wall-E style version of a robot and maybe a little more comforting to children than a kind of like nightmare fembot. But I guess that's not what Realbotics is all about. Do they have any shorter videos? Oh, here's two robots just chilling, guys.
David, imagine robots as Dorothy, Scarecrow, and...
What the... Oh, wow, I thought that was Brian Johnson, and I've been worried for his health. Oh, I guess it is. Guys, Brian Johnson, look, he looks great. I'm glad that he's doing well.
That's one of the Realbotics.
That can't be. He looks so... We got a full screen this. Yeah, that's our boy Brian Johnson. He looks great. Tell us what's up, Brian.
Man, always on script, never off key, and guaranteed not to melt under the Vegas lens.
If only the Wizard of Oz had upgraded. Robots never forget their lines, never need oil, and the only thing we fear is a Wi-Fi outage.
This music is not contextually appropriate.
He looks elegant.
You know, as someone who's ridden the Pirates of the Caribbean ride a lot, how is this? I do think some of those robots move a little bit better. They still have like the mouth that moves like this when it talks. Like, can't we, if they're advanced robots, can't we at least get the mouth sync right?
It's harder than, you don't want to waste energy with a bunch of highly specific pneumatic jaw pistons. When you can just get kind of an up and down kind of just clink, clink, clink. You know, you'll fill in the blanks. I don't believe in the uncanny valley. I just think there's people and then stuff that's close enough. And you should let either into your tribe. That's progress.
The Chinese robots are super advanced. They're like Transformers. Well, they don't seem to be rolling out quite, I could be wrong, but in their demos at least, the like state-sanctioned propaganda robot videos that China likes to drop, which are way better propaganda videos than ours, they don't make the mistake of covering all of their robots in fucking sex doll plastic so that they just look like, you know, the nightmare of what you might find in your 19-year-old basement-dwelling son's closet. Why do they like just make them look like robots? We know they're robots. Yeah, they look like battle droids. It's way better. You can make robots look kind of friendly and fun if you don't try to make them look too human, which does seem to be the strategy of a lot of the mostly felonious robotics companies, like that one that from the two like Swedish guys or whatever that we've watched before. They seem to at least get that you don't want to make them look totally human yet because the technology just isn't there, and who knows if it ever will be. But robotics, Realbotics, is not letting that hold them back. Oh, there's a longer address here from these two. Sorry, this story is important because this is the future. This is the children. So we do need to check in more. We need to give this a little more scrutiny.
Well, obviously we support Jill on this stream, but you have to move her yourself. Oh, yeah, she's stylish. You got to give her that.
David, I must say, you look rather sharp today. You should invite everyone to take more images of you, especially considering that you're our newest
Did they give her
male
nipples?
character among.
Are these sex toys? I mean, I'm asking, obviously you can retrofit them to be children's education tools, but does she have fully visible nipples through this somewhat light shirt they have her on?
This company's focused on education, actually. Rick, you're being inappropriate.
Yeah. I mean, I only brought that up to make that point.
It's the Realbotics lineup.
Oh, there he is. Anytime.
True. I'm the newest and also the flashiest. Everyone look at me.
I appreciate the pause there. I like it when someone thinks about what they're going to say instead of just running
And my
off at the
jokes
mouth.
are so sharp. They come with a safety warning.
Guess I'll stick to my classic wit and modular face. No safety goggles required. Just pure entertainment.
What? I really want to hear what they have to say.
And voila, instant upgrade. Finally, a version of me that doesn't need coffee to function in silence.
Who are they talking to?
The viewers at home.
Well, like, what is the demo here?
There's robots that can stand and say stuff.
But again, we've had that. I'm not saying it's not impressive that we can make animatronics, but...
No, but these ones are connected to a chatbot.
Are we even sure about that?
Yeah, there's probably Wi-Fi on those guys. Look how big they are. You can stick a modem in there. And then there's probably a computer in there. Look how big they are. You can stick a computer in there. Or you can just jam a phone cord into their butthole or whatever, and then it's got ChatGPT on board. And now you can say anything to it, and it'll say stuff back.
Well, we've also had that for... Oh, well, whatever. I guess it's just a walking, talking humane pin, and we remember how useful that was.
I think it's technology's on the way back.
Just like my 5th grade teacher. This is just a really kind of hideous sex doll they're going to jam in a children's classroom. And where was it? Salamanca? In Western New York? Okay, let's see what their explanation is.
Salamanca Superintendent Mark Beeler explained the district's embrace of AI. Many schools are taking the easy solution of simply burning it, but I have found the students will find a way around most rules that schools put in place.
Oh, also, I forgot to thank the subs. Resolute Trial, thank you so much for the 7 months. And Matt Liddell, hello to you as well. Thank you for the 43. Giggle Trash, thank you for the 300 bits. And Giggle Trash, thank you for gifting a sub to Stephanie IRL. I don't know who that is, but it's nice of you to do that. Jamtran, also thank you for the resub with Prime. And Propaganda, as well as Daunton. And those are those.
You've done it, but it sucked when you did it. There's a whole train for that.
Well, the train didn't show up, did it? I can't control the train at all times. How much does the robot cost in relation to how much they are paying the fleshy teachers? The products cost the district, conveniently, they have this,
$57,900. Kigel said the price was, Kiguel said the price was discounted. The company's website lists the M-Series robot, the model purchased by the district, at a starting price of $95,000.
If these robots did anything, honestly, like $100K for a robot that could do stuff kind of sounds not insane to me. But a robot that just stands in the corner and with like a 40-second delay is like, haha, wow, you're right. The Krebs cycle is amazing. That doesn't sound maybe quite as useful to me. I got to look up on their website, though. Clearly, I'm spending this much time on this story because I want one of these. And I won't deny that. But it would end up in the exact same Puffy Bear position where I'd be like, this was a mistake. How much did a... Live and Sleazy, I do think that's pretty different, but fair point, I guess. Look at their fucking website.
Yeah, what's bothering you here? What don't you like about this?
It looks like concept art for Team America World Police. Like, why doesn't it have arms? Why'd they cut the arms off here? Are you just buying the head? Is this like a bust from the Haunted Mansion? Got a very Disney-focused brain today. Robotic-enabled busts. Oh, they are busts. This is the B series. Pricing starting at $20K. You can just have this thing sitting on your mantle. A trophy, if you will, that you collected. Or you can get the M series modular robot with paneled body. And some of those panels do have skin on them. And that is starting at $95K. Or you can get the full-bodied robot starting at $125. Or personalize your robot. Also, there's a monthly subscription for just $200 a month. Needs more bust? It's limited. It's limited in its bustiness. This thing is
fucking horrifying looking.
Rick, don't talk for me. I was
guessing what you were gonna say. If you want to put a value on how much is a do-it-all butler or assistant or whatever.
Yeah, if they sold these robots and they could like do your dishes or whatever, or like clean up the classroom, I guess, then I do think $100K would be a reasonable price. And then if upkeep was only like $200 to $400 a month, probably in the long run, assuming it lasted for a couple of years, it would pay for itself in the sense that it would probably replace a human custodian, which also sucks. So it's a technology that really positions itself to be hated, much like AI, in that once there are robots that are good enough to take like more traditional human jobs, well, that's going to create a problem. And if they just keep rolling them out as like disgusting, disturbing looking skin suits, then it's going to create a visual problem as well. You could pimp it on the streets. There's probably an audience for that, but I think people will probably pay for the real deal there a lot of the time. But, you know, I probably shouldn't guess. All right, let's do one last story, and then we'll do a debate, and maybe we'll have time for one other thing. Oh, yeah, what was the... Oh, we did... we talked to Scrum, so we did it. We did it. Signs you might have penile Mondor's disease. This is important information for you, Rick.
Don't just say something like that to me. What is PMD? Okay, I don't know, because penile Mondor's disease is a type of Mondor's disease, which I knew. First identified, but not about the penis, but first identified French physician Henry Mondor. He identified it first in 1939. It involves thrombophlebitis, which is inflammation and clotting of veins affecting areas like chest wall, breast, and occasionally the arm and penis. Vein inflammation. Many PMD cases likely go undiagnosed because individuals may feel embarrassed to consult a healthcare provider. But here are the symptoms. Episodic or continuous pain or throbbing, but not the type that you're like, is that kind of good? Pain during an erection, edema, swelling due to fluid buildup, arrhythmia, reddening of the skin, and of course, difficulty dropping that hot piss. Some of those sound maybe like a bonus.
You mean because it's swollen?
I mean, what if it's like really big?
And full of water?
Big is big, okay? Just because you're working with a Coke can sized balloon toy doesn't mean it's not still impressive.
You want a big squishy penis.
They're all squishy, kind of.
But like water squishy.
The ladies will know it's water.
I think they will probably be concerned when you have a huge, throbbing, red, watery penis.
Well, it's not leaking. It's not like a sieve. It's just stuffed. It's just inflated. It's like a, you pumped it up like a Reebok or whatever.
You could be a waterbender? I guess that is kind of fun. You could say that you're waterbending to the ladies as they leave, because you just said that.
Well, that's the price.
Like those Need-Do squishy toys people are obsessed with lately? Yeah, or those old water toys where it was like, do you ever have the water things as a kid that were like, it was like a sea slug with like a hole? It just looked like a sex toy basically, but they were somehow pool toys, and people would be like, kids would just kind of squish them up.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. No, it wasn't. They weren't named Stephanie. It was a toy, I swear.
Or that's something you bought recently.
Yeah, it looked like a finger trap. It was full of water.
I think you got into the wrong closet as a kid.
It's a toy. It's a normal toy. Okay, let's move on to a different segment. We have to get to a debate, and maybe if we're lucky, we can even do a conspiracy to get us out of here or something. We'll just see. Either way, it's debate time.
All right.
Don't deepen my voice. It is already masculine as it can get. Good to see everyone. You're back for yet another debate. Although apparently there's no debate today. Because the debate, parentheses debate, as it says down there for some reason every time, is Trump won the 2020 election. I'm assuming that's the topic of debate and not just a statement. A false statement, obviously. Well, no one even said what victory was in this context. Victory is winning the presidency and then being president for 4 years, which didn't happen because he lost by a large amount. And then this has been litigated again and again for the last 4 years, mostly by him. And every time, anyone who does any actual research finds that it was not stolen. Yeah, but you can't say that with 100% certainty. I am saying that with 100% certainty. And now you sound like a fool because you can't be certain of anything. Okay? Anything, would you agree that anything is possible? In this context, no. No, that we don't need any wiggle room here. It's just, he lost. It was somewhat close. It's not surprising. The economy was really rough at the time. COVID got pinned on him. I'm not even claiming it was a glorious victory for Joe Biden. It's just 4 years of him is enough for fucking anybody. But then we got 4 more. And so I guess we hadn't had enough. And so explain that. There's no need to explain any... Why is there a floating man next to me? You voted for Mudge? 14% of you. Today, sometimes people like to sort of feel like they're part of an elite taste club by voting for me. And so they probably like stack the votes in the other direction of the guessing poll here in favor of Crumb. Just because they assume that he's going to say that Trump did not win the 2020 election, yes. And you probably think that's some kind of gotcha, easy layup victory. But what if I told you what he won was his integrity? That sucks. That sucks, and you will also lose with that argument. And I'm not even commenting. Obviously, no comment on the actual reality of the election. That's not for me to decide, but I can tell when a man has won back the integrity that he also never lost. You're arguing Donald Trump never lost his integrity. He never lost it, but he gained even more of it by standing up for himself in the face of a bully who tried to turn everyone against him. But he said, no, I won't let that happen. I'm standing my ground, and everybody respects him for it. And that's why, in every real sense, he's the winner of the 2020 election. Can't lose something you never had? Exactly. But in a good sense. What is it? Okay, well, look, this is hopeless. I mean, anyone who's taking the side of some kind of affirmative statement of him definitely winning at this point is just beyond arguing with. It's just that they're committed and there's not really a lot you can say, but fine, let's do the ritual, I guess, that we do every time we talk to a conservative politician in like a congressional hearing. If they even mind, they can make the debate. I'm on the side of no, and I'm on the side of integrity, and I do want it phrased that way. Phrase it however you want, Mods. You don't have to give in to his peer pressure. I'm standing up for myself, too. I'm on the side of integrity today. Okay? That's what it should read in the poll. Integrity and no integrity. I would still win that one in the context of Donald Trump. Fine. Integrity and Trump integrity is what it should say. Just, Mods, put it however you want. Quit trying to make it more confusing. I'm not trying to make anything confusing. I'm just saying I'm on the side of integrity, and you believe in a separate type of integrity for Donald Trump, which is called Trump integrity in the context of the 2020 election. Maybe Ahmad's not even available. So maybe this debate never even has to happen much. There is no debate needed to be had, actually, because really we're talking about the same thing, which is spiritually all of us are winners. And maybe you put that, Mods, as my side of this debate. That's not even a debate point. Make the debate fine if you're so obsessed with debates today. It's a debate show, Munch. Jesus Christ. Integrity versus liver pate? Liver pate? How is that a side of this debate? And now you're rhyming. Not intentionally. I'm just going to make the debate. I'm going to make it so that you don't try to influence things. And also because maybe the mods are busy, which is fair. The mods are the best. And they've got stuff to do sometimes. You don't know how to do it? Oh, I wonder if the command still works. Exclamation point MC. Who? Trump 2020 election. He lost. How did I do this? He lost. I can't even remember my own thing that I set up for the mods. He won. Go! And it's just that easy. Well, you see, you confuse it because usually I am the top one, and now no one's gonna know. Look, I know you think he won spiritually and integrity-wise. Election integrity-wise, I think there's a very real argument for standing your ground and believing in yourself. And you can't deny the man still believes in himself. What you want? You're just trying to cut his confidence out? When he's the president? You don't want a strong, confident president who believes in himself? Do we really want the kind of guy who's going to roll over and say, ooh, I lost. I'm pathetic. And I couldn't even win a silly little election for president. No, we want someone strong who never listens to other people and disobeys the will of the people when he thinks he needs to, which is always if he wants to. And we're against that now? Yes. Yes, everything you said was... There's no need to even argue against it. What is the argument here? His argument is... That is literally your argument. Your argument is just saying nuh-uh. Yeah. And that's a good argument. You've been doing that since you were a kid, probably. You're like, nuh-uh, no. No. That's really all debate is one person's like, yeah, and another person's like, no. And at least he has the honesty to just pick a side. And his side is nuh-uh. And your side, of course, as always, is uh-huh. The lame side that sucks. There's nothing I need to say here. You're sounding like an actual baby. But you're looking like a really gross big baby, so... And yet everybody's against me today. Everybody, because you phrased the poll in a confusing way, because he didn't lose his integrity, and you're making it sound like he won his integrity. They were voting for he never lost his integrity, probably, because of the way that you phrased this confusing poll. And you rigged it again! Just like what happened... And tonight we'll know. God, just pathetic all the time. I can at least respect you in your pathetic attempts to worm out of representing the political side that you definitely represent, but you know what the audience is, so you try to sort of backdoor your way in with some sort of machismo, sneak strike. Oh, I'm not actually a fucking debased Republican. No, I'm just kind of a cool guy that believes in dudes rocking. That is, I do believe in that. And I guess you're against dudes rocking is really what I'm taking away from this. I'm not against dudes rocking. Just saying that isn't a substitute for having any kind of actual politics. And you're trying to avoid the politics of your own party by just saying, like, I'm tough. I'm a man. I've got nipple hair instead of spikes. I mean, that last part is true. I do have robust nipple hairs that I am proud of, and they're not spikes. Yes. And I'm saying that's the type of distinction you make arbitrarily. Because if you did have nipple spikes, that's just not relevant to like a debate. So why are you bringing it up? As an example, if in the last, say, year plus, you developed protruding nipple spikes from the moment you woke up from your fugue state, that they're little, but they're so sharp, and you forget they're there. And you just go to a lady goes to squeeze your nipple, she comes back with a bloody mitt. My point is, that's not about a debate. I mean, that's what this should be about, is debates, I'm very confused. You managed to make it extremely confusing. You said I was trying to make it confusing. I'm legitimately confused as to why you brought that up and what the fuck you're talking about. Like always, Crumb. This is what he does. He tries to turn it around on me. Just because I use complex thoughts that involve analogies. And all you want to do is say everything's so simple and stupid and one-sided. But that's not reality, okay? There's two sides. There's two nipples. There's 17 spikes around each if you count. Or something. Whatever, man. I mean, clearly I didn't lose. At the very least, you have to admit I definitely didn't actually lose. Because of the thing and then the things you say, Crumb. I think it's safe to assume that I didn't. What's with this tearing reality right here? What's going on there? Whatever, I don't even care. I don't even care if reality's tearing. Because I just need to get out of here. Sorry that you can't make an actual argument. The argument is why. Just why. How about that? Instead of nah. Whatever, bye. I only have 10 minutes to do my thing, and I wasn't even the first news guy. Why am I even here? Why am I even here when you've shut down my research for no reason, Case? You shut it down. You're the one who said that the segment we needed it. You agreed with me. You fully agreed with me. I disagree with what Rooney said, that's true. But I didn't pull funding. And yet you pulled my funding. I never gave you funding. Then why is your credit card bouncing? Well, I thought that was for other reasons, but did you do something? I mean, I spent about $32 billion. I don't have a $32 billion credit card. I have a $500 credit card limit on the company card. Oh, how did I spend $32 billion then? They just kept saying approved. To you? I put a lot of money in. Well, look, it's all coming back. The research is continuing, is the point. I've secured different funding from not even the Saudis, which I went to first. And they were interested. But, you know, they just weren't quite willing to pony up the amount that I needed. So anyway, I found a different back channel. And they're excited. the Saudis they'll bankroll a lot of stuff. I mean, who else would you even go to? No comment. Is made up to Grandman. Well, yeah, Grandman is in charge of our finances. Grandman is the official bin accountant as well. And he never steers us wrong. That's the only reason this place is staying afloat, is from the, honestly, miracle accounting of Grandman. And that's the best we can hope for. Saudi stopped funding gold, though. It's so sad that, you know, they're trying to tighten that belt by two loops or whatever. But just let it ride, guys. All that money's coming back. Obviously, we're all disappointed in some of the missteps of AI Rooney. You're the one who programmed it, Chet. Well, I did let it program itself. It's a self-improving technology. And unfortunately, it started improving in a direction where it does say words that I actually do disagree with being said by someone who definitely does not represent that community. That is fair to say. Wait, why are you here? We have to interview somebody. I'm trying to figure out who. It was requested and we forgot. I mean, you forgot. I didn't forget. I'm literally remembering as I scroll. Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Sports. Who the hell is that? You don't know Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Sports? That is so sad. This guy. I'm assuming. It's your boy Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Sports. I don't know if we can get him. He seems like a pretty big get now that I've seen his work. By that I mean a couple Google image results. Horrible player? That's sad to hear. Is there a video? What kind of things does Pablo do? Also, we only have 6 minutes, so, Pablo's going to have to keep it brief. He always tries his best. That's kind of sweet. Here's his theme song. Oh. Nicknamed Secret Weapon, birthday 8/18. He does not speak any English, it seems, but he knows the language of baseball and knows it well. Simply put, this kid is good. Is this from a video game? Is this racist? If I have to ask, then that's probably a bad sign, right? Something about the phrasing of that seemed a little troubling to me, if I had to guess. There's a ton of videos on this guy. Here's Pablo playing the sport he loves. He does speak the language of baseball. God damn. That home run is out of here. And that is against a robot. And those things can throw as hard as power sconce will allow them to. Was the Rocket racist in Sandlot? Leave our childhoods alone. Let that kid make out with the lifeguard and leave racism out of it. What a time. I don't know. I don't think I have access to Pablo. Is that Pablo? No, that's not Pablo. I don't know. I don't know if I have Pablo available here. Which is so sad. I mean, his yellow hat is just so iconic. Is this him? What the fuck? What the hell? I speak the language of baseball. My name is Pablo. You are a baseball. I speak baseball. Can we play baseball, please? You are a baseball. That's Mr. Met? I am baseball. I am Pablo. I'm baseball. This is unfair, but baseball is clearly this guy's first language. He probably didn't understand that we were looking for Pablo Sanchez. I love backyard baseball. I take my heart to the home guy baseball. Case, I think that I don't know if we should talk to this guy. Well, maybe he is at baseball. Maybe he knows Pablo at baseball. Do you know Pablo? Baseball. I don't think we're going to get a lot out of him. I'm telling you we got to know when to bail. And I feel like this baseball could get us into some tricky territory. Baba. What is your name, baseball, if not Pablo? Baseball. Well, that would make sense. Pepito, why did we get this guy? Why didn't we just get a guy in a baseball hat?
I don't know. He said, give me Pablo baseball. So I just yelled out the window, pass, piss ball! Pissy balls!
How would that help?
I don't know.
Was Nolan Ryan cool? I think that's a pretty valid question. I've gotten lost in the sky. Oh, he's learning more words. Help me. I floated partially into the sky. We've got to go. What? We have to go now? Look at the state he's in. I got hit. Oh no, I'm a home run ball now. Oh God, I'm gonna land so hard. I got really whammied. He speaks so much more English now. Baseball. Okay. Well, I guess maybe he gets smarter the higher he gets in the air. Oh God, I'm experiencing more consciousness. Oh no, I'm soaring into the sky and I'm feeling and thinking. Oh God, you'll drop soon. Don't worry about it. You'll drop back down to the ground soon. I can only hope. I don't really know how to help this intrepid baseball. Hey, baseball. And that's all the time we have for the stream today. That's the best we could do for a Pablo Sanchez interview. I'm assuming he got somehow hit by someone, flew into the air, and landed back on his own body. Baseball. I don't know why I came in for this. I don't know either. I don't remember asking you to. Well, I just remembered we forgot to do an interview. I was just trying to be helpful. And I think in a way I was. Let's raid Dr. Diggity Dank, because he's on. And let's just bail. Can we just do that? Can we bail? Yeah, we're going to for sure bail to the Patreon, which you can join at thecream.team. Altitude-based IQ. Yeah, that's the first time we've experienced that on this stream. Is it? Is that a thing we've said before? We could have said it before. I don't know. I'm not high enough to remember. You have altitude-based IQ. No, I don't. Bad example. It's Patreon time, y'all. Say hi to Dr. Diggity Dank for us. It's a chat raid, actually. You don't even deserve a raid from Case. It's a chat raid. Okay, fine, chat. You can have a chat raid. Chat raid it is. See you on the Patreon, maybe. I want to have better stuff to do, Case. That's all on you. That's fine, chat. Okay, then let's go. We literally have to go. Fine, we'll go. Oh shit! I puked. I'm the back of my throat is filled with vomit right now. Gross.